I don't know how to start this video. With how long Rivals has been out, I think we could all agree that some players have developed a certain archetype. More often than not, these archetypes are linked to the characters they play, whether it's Doctor Strange players being absolute chads, or Squirrel Girl players being absolute mouth breathers. I've done some extensive research and I think I've collected enough data to make an accurate list of what your Rivals main says about you. By the way, the video is mostly jokes for the most part, so don't take it too seriously, please thanks. Since Rivals has 3 categories of heroes, this video will be split into 3 separate videos because it'd be too much to pack them all into one video. I'll start with Duelist since they have the most out of the 3. Before I get started though, be sure to like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this vid, let me know what you think. Hawkeye players are mad underrated. I rarely ever see them, but when I do, they are cracked. Hawkeye is also one of those characters that you don't really think is menacing until he's one-tapping your shit from across the map. Even for dive characters, Hawkeye looks like free eats, but that motherfucker will turn around and dink your shit. If you main Hawkeye, I know you're the type of guy who went unnoticed in high school, always blending into the background like an anime character waiting to pop out. There's a high chance you own a fedora and a sword from an anime. Face ass. Demons. Every single one of you. Those vids on TikTok could not be more accurate. I just know 99% of you are schizophrenic. No clue what's going on. You just boot up the game and start hearing voices. If you main Magik, I just know you listen to Bad Omens, Linkin Park, 3 Days Grace, Evanescence, Sleep Token, or Too Close to Touch. That last one is Leap Ball knowledge, by the way. Magik mains are people that look terrifying to approach, like they're gonna turn you to stone if you look them in the eyes, but they're actually pretty nice people. It'd be the scariest looking guys who'd be the most friendly. Just stop listening to the voices in your head and you'll be chill. Hela mains are some mechanic crackheads. I be thinking half of you be hacking cause no way that shit hit me. I feel like Hela mains take the game a lot more seriously than the average player. They'll spend hours in practice room training like crazy to hit those picture perfect shots that snipe you from across the map. If you main Hela, I feel like you're a perfectionist of sorts. You gotta hit every shot, you're aware of everything. Your OCD constantly has you cleaning or fixing some shit to be organized. You always wash your hands after you touch literally anything, and you make people take their shoes off when they walk in your house, which to be honest is just common courtesy, but I don't know. If you main server admin Bucky, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I like you or not. Bucky is one of those characters where on a baseline level, he's not that strong. But when you actually learn how to use him to his best, holy shit, this guy's a problem. Bucky has been dodging nerfs since the start of the game and I have no clue how. Count your fucking days. Your time is limited. I'm lurking and I'm stalking when you least expect it. Also, you love to spam this voice line every time you pop your ultimate.
Do it again. 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 Do it again.
Look, as an anime fan myself, I can spot an anime nerd when I see it. If you play Psylocke, your room is no doubt fitted to the brim with anime figures. On your wall is a library shelf of manga, all neatly ordered. Your favorite anime is probably Naruto or anything that's got ninjas. Psylocke mains were low-key an endangered species. They almost went extinct until she got that buff. Unfortunately, it turned every single one of you into alt merchants. I don't notice the Psylocke is in my game until I hear that fucking ultimate and she fries my backline. I feel like Psylocke players think they're the main character of real life. Matter of fact, hold on, they remind me of this guy.
Watashi wa koeshite ere. Bro, what are you saying? It freaking means I'm in love in Japanese, idiot. Ever heard of it? Of course you haven't, because nobody's doing it.
I just know you have it during the book of Flight to Japan. Oh, but Neil, I'm just interested in the culture. Yeah, bro, sure you are. I hate to break this to you, but if the bitches in America don't want you, the fine shit over in Japan definitely ain't gonna want you. Your infatuation with Japanese girls is becoming a problem. Also, if you play Psylocke, I know you play Valorant too. Don't ask me the correlation between those two. I just have a gut feeling. Also, this skin is the only skin you wear. Don't lie to me. I know what kind of man you are. You love X-Men to an unhealthy amount. You've seen all the X-Men movies and probably think Logan is the greatest Marvel movie ever made. You own every X-Men comic there is to be owned, and anytime someone mentions anything slightly X-Men related, you start scaring the hoes by info dumping. Low-key though, I feel like Storm players just enjoy making the game harder on themselves, because really why else would you play Storm? Personally, I don't see much use for her outside her maybe damage and speed boost, but even then at that point just run Mantis. Maybe you're just that dedicated to the X-Men legacy and refuse to play anything else. You are painfully boring. Seriously, there's not much to say about you guys because you're all the same. There's a good chance that this is your first hero shooter, so you don't really know how all the characters work, but you still want to have fun and get kills, so you're just playing Punisher to get by. Most likely, Punisher is just a temporary main for you until you find a character that you actually like. If you play Punisher genuinely, you're just a boring person. Nothing too special about you, you're just kinda there at all times. Also, there's a good chance you main Soldier 76 in Overwatch. Don't matter what game you play, you're just lame. I know I call Magik main schizophrenic, but low-key, you guys are actually crazy. Every time I see a Moon Knight on my team, I have to mute him because he won't stop screaming.
The moon haunts you!
Every 5 seconds. Can't you stay in your ear like the Green Goblin mask? Just be straight tweaking at any given moment, not sure who's real and who's not. People say Moon Knight takes no skill because of his Ankh, but I disagree. Moon Knight players have evolved past the stage of just throwing it down and shooting at it. Once you run into a competent Moon Knight who not only knows how to aim, but how to use his Ankhs properly, oh my god, they can dominate a lobby. You'll low-key start going crazy yourself because every time a team fight happens, you're gonna hear
the moon! Shut up, man!
Moon Knight mains are always high off their crazy pills, but low-key, that's fine. Take as many crazy pills as you want, just as long as you're on my team. I have nothing to say about any of you. You're all team-up merchants. 90% of you don't even really play the game. You just throw those stupid-ass squids down and do fuck all. By the way, are we gonna talk about how Namor has gotten a busted team-up every season? I'm not kidding. Ever since release, Namor has had some stupid team-up that gave him a different squid. Matter of fact, fuck you guys. You don't get a full section. Instead, you get this. Potential Man. Fuck you. You want to be different so bad. You can't ever just fall in line with the general opinion. You always gotta go against the grain. Worst part is you think you're so tough in those plat lobbies. You stay showing off that Black Widow Lord icon like it means something. Whole time all it shows people is that you wasted your time. You and the 3 other Black Widow mains swear that Black Widow is good and she's just mad, underrated, and slept on. She's not. I'm willing to bet you do this shit in all the other games you play. You deliberately pick the worst character available and do everything you can to make them look good. I just know you play Little Mac and Smash Bros. You saw some top tier Widow player and thought that could be you. Newsflash, you're not that guy. There is a reason when someone goes Widow, it's usually a sign that they're throwing. You're not different or special, you're just corny. Unlike Black Widow players, Star-Lord players actually are underrated. It's crazy how Star-Lord just manages to fly under the radar like he's easily top 5 DPS in the game. Star-Lord players are on the same level of Hawkeye players in the sense of you never realize how dangerous he is until he's frying your shit. I'm not gonna lie though, there's a good chunk of Star-Lord players who only play him because of his ultimate. I mean, come on, it's literally aimbot.
What? Controller player! That is a controller player! I knew it!
But then there's the rest of you who are actually kinda cracked. I feel like if you main Star-Lord, you're a chill guy. Interesting enough not to be called basic at least. You're probably a reliable guy too. I don't know why, but I feel like I can always trust a Star-Lord. They're usually the nicest people on my team. Alright, listen. I'm gonna try to be as non-biased as I possibly can. I may be a Spider-Man main, but I promise I can put that aside to give an honest and fair judgment. If you main Spider-Man, you're a GOAT. Genuinely just an amazing person everywhere. You're cool, you're handsome, you're tall, you got hella bands in your bank account, hella hoes in your phone. Just an absolute GOAT, man.
Shut up, man!
Alright, on a serious note, you've heard this before, but Spider-Man mains are either the worst player you've ever seen or the best player you've ever seen. And when it's the best player you've ever seen, it's always on the enemy team, never yours. It's unfortunate because all the bad Spidey players give the good Spidey players a bad name, which is even more unfortunate because playing Spidey in today's meta is a goddamn chore. To all the good Spider-Man players out there who still put the mask on despite all the nerfs, keep your heads up, King. The sun will shine on us again. And to all the dog shit terrible Spider-Man players, put down the mask, little bro. You're not him. I get it. You picked out Spider-Man thinking you were gonna be the amazing web slinger. You love Spider-Man, but you're not built for this. Stop going triple negative in my comp games. I beg. Remember at the beginning of the video when I said that this video was mostly jokes? Well, I take that back. I'm not joking in the slightest when I say that if you play Squirrel Girl, you're garbage. You have no game sense, no awareness, no positioning. You don't even interact with the fight half the time. You literally just launch your nuts into the point and hope for the best. You know what? I'm gonna do you like I did Namor. You don't get a full section. Go fuck yourself. Fat cheek, nut munching piece of shit. You wanna gargle some nuts? How about mine? Hold up. Hell no. Cut the music.
Cut the cameras.
We not doing this. Get the fuck off my screen. Next character.
Know your fucking place, trash!
If you made Human Torch, you were no doubt the wannabe class clown back in high school. Every time you opened your mouth, you had some dumb shit to say. You probably got bad grades though, cause 90% of your time was spent out in the hallway instead of in the class learning. There's a good chunk of you though that aren't as funny as you think you are. Your version of being funny is just pissing people off, and that's why nobody fuck with you. Motherfuckers be talking about humor when it's just poor rage bait. Get your corny ass on.
Yeah. My granny called, she said, Travis, you work too hard, don't worry, you forget about me. I'm falling in and out of class, don't worry, I'ma get it, granny. What happened now? My daddy happy, mama called me up, that money coming and she love me, I done made it now. I done found like meaning now, all them days are hard to break, her heart out in pieces now. Friend.
Feral dogs, all of you. You and Magik mains go hand in hand by always sneaking around corners. But instead of stalking strategists, you stalk the tanks. Be straight foaming at the mouth all game like an animal with rabies. You start tweaking with joy every time you see an enemy group. Be ready to turn that motherfucker into firewood. If you play Wolverine, there's an 80% chance you own a motorcycle and have a cigarette addiction. You're also a bit of an asshole, but that's fine. You're still loved by the people around you, I'm sure. Also, you're a whore.
Whore?
I know for a fact you're one of them kids to see a character you liked on the show and immediately make that character your whole personality. I'm talking word for word, bar for bar, stealing that character's entire flow. And that's exactly what you did when you saw Tony Stark. Unfortunately for you, you're not a billionaire playboy philanthropist. Instead, you're a broke, bitchless, minimum wage retail worker. I'm saying all that shit like I literally just didn't describe myself. I hate everything. You have not watched a single Marvel film after Endgame. Shit has just not been the same for you, has it? You tried to peep Ironheart to see if you can get that same spark you got from watching Tony, but
Do you think Tony Stark would be Tony Stark if he wasn't a billionaire? No shade.
yeah. You turned that shit off immediately, and I don't blame you. Your only hope is to pray they make a War Machine spinoff one day. Until then, you just gotta watch the Spider-Man movies, because that's the closest you're ever gonna get to seeing your goat again.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. But they fought with expert timing. They were funky.
Black Panther mains have been going through it for the longest. Since the game release, you've been in this weird spot where half the community thinks you're OP and the other half thinks you're dog shit. Black Panther is in this weird spot along with Spider-Man where he's only really a problem if you let him become a problem. He is just very hard to fight for people with no game sense or awareness. He's really a skill check character. If you main Black Panther, you've got crazy mechanics, even more than Hela players. You really have no choice. If you miss a single dash or a spear, you're fried. Every time you speed blitz someone, it feels like crack. You are a monster on the stick, and I hate fighting you guys. How the mighty have fallen. One moment you had it all, the next moment you're kicking it in the slums with Black Panther players. I'm kidding, she's not that bad. But that Beyblade tech was busted. Y'all did not need that shit. Low key, what do I even say about Phoenix mains? You were all so hyped for Jean like she was gonna be the next big thing. Just for her to get overshadowed by Blade. Jean was just the opener. People really only wanted Blade, let's be honest. Now she's just kinda there. That tech was the only real thing that made her stand out in the meta. Now she's just Hela with explosions. Speaking of Blade, I just know y'all are mad as fuck when they put him for the later half of that season. They had to do it to you though, they couldn't give you the good stuff yet. Blade mains are probably some of the only people who play the character because they genuinely love him. And I feel bad because y'all have been robbed of Blade content back to back and I know you motherfuckers are furious. Remember that Blade movie?
They stole it from me, Carmine! They took it! That was today! Today!
And y'all still waiting on that Blade game? Y'all never getting that shit. Last time you saw your GOAT was in a Deadpool and Wolverine movie. I feel like Blade mains are always looking for a chance to hit a one-liner. Always looking for a shot to hit a catchphrase you picked up from a show years ago.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. Some motherfuckers still trying to ice skate uphill.
let's be real, you're only playing this character because he's voiced by the GOAT Alex Lee, and I don't blame you. Look at this man's voice acting bag, bro. It's nothing but straight bangers. Zenny, Thorfinn, Gigi, Anos, Mash, and of course my GOAT son Drip Woo. And now I get to hear this man while playing Marvel Rivals? Yeah, he's one of the best to ever do it. Undisputed GOAT. Alright, enough glazing. If you play Daredevil, your favorite type of heroes are street tiers. Spider-Man, Batman, Moon Knight, Luke Cage. Instead of fighting literal gods, you feel more in tune with heroes whose whole goal is protecting the block and making sure the block is secured. And you know what? That's real as fuck. You can't have a friendly neighborhood if there's no neighborhood. Always gotta look out for the little guy. And with that, we have reached the end of this video. Now, like I said at the beginning, this will be a 3-part video. I'm going to do tanks and then strategists next. By the way, Season 5 is literally right around the corner, and it's probably out by the time you're seeing this video, so I'll definitely be making content on that. So if my next video isn't a part 2, it's because I'm covering Season 5. By the way, I apologize if my mic sounded weird at some parts throughout this video. I swapped monitors, so that might be a problem. Anyway, be sure to like and go ahead and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thanks. See ya.